I'm just trying to get my streamy software thing that snap set up. What about the other side of it? I need to re-add this video source. Talk amongst yourselves. There we are, I think. Now just let me fix my windows. And that should let you see everything on the screen, or in the window anyway, in the full screen window. And let me see what is in the chat. Alright, so today we're playing Dyson Sphere Program again. Almost always is what I've played so far when I've been streaming. And, excuse me one second. And chatting about the Fermi Paradox. So, what is the Fermi Paradox? That might be a good place to start. The Fermi Paradox is a discrepancy, or apparent discrepancy, between the fact that here we are, beings having evolved on a planet that doesn't seem too rare in the universe. Like water is common in the universe, and planets are common, and many stars have planets in the zone where water is liquid on their surface, or would be liquid on their surface, although they're too far away to actually see. And yet, when we search for radio signals from these aliens, we have not found anything conclusive. There are maybe hints, like the WOW signal, which we might talk about a little later. And I've got my little outline of things to talk about while hopefully multitasking and playing the game, or possibly comically losing track of one thing or the other while I'm trying to do both, for your entertainment. And see, I've already lost my train of thought. And so that's kind of the plan for the discussion, or at least the soliloquy. Depends if we get any chatters. Feel free to say hi, ask any questions, post your thoughts about the Fermi Paradox, about why we don't see any aliens when we look for them. Or maybe you think we have found aliens, and that's kind of a whole other topic. Yeah. And as far as the game goes, so my Dyson swarm has recovered somewhat. We're about at 50% of where we were like a few days ago in real time, Earth time. I think maybe 6 hours of game time or something. We were at 20,000 solar sails in orbit, and we had a crash because of the lack of resources. It was either iron or copper, I forget which, or that's what it turned out to be. And so the number of solar sails plummeted, and there was a frantic attempt to fix that, which I should have streamed probably, because it was, I don't know, somewhat dramatic from my point of view anyway. And you're not getting much copper here, are you? But eventually we got things sort of running again, despite getting to the point where there was literally no power, and I was frantically adding wind turbines around some smelting plants that were smelting, was it copper ingots or iron ingots or something like that? Let's, I'm not gonna mess with this little factory right now. And as you can see, everything is flashing with these little yellow lightning bolts, but that's not like, I mean, that just means things can run at sort of diminished capacity, but not no capacity. Oh, squeezed through the towers there. Yeah, so I'm just gonna check on my resources here. And power usage, we're still below our demand for power in terms of generating it. We're on local planet, switch to whole star system. That doesn't improve the situation much. But and so in our Dyson sphere view here, oh, did it give us more of a space to play around? Like previously it was just this little strip around the equator. What's it called? The technology is called Dyson Sphere. Wait, how did I get there? We go. Dyson Sphere stress system, and gives you 15 degrees above or below the equator. I think it's both. Must be. This is what it looked like, and I must have. And you can enqueue this multiple times, and it just takes these kind of research items. And apparently I must have at some point succeeded in researching some of them, because my Dyson sphere, Dyson's shell specifically, looks bigger than it used to. And will it let me So make build plan. Does it let me place stuff anywhere? Oh, it does. That's nice. And I don't think this is gonna... I don't have the actual... Did it... How do I delete? Remove. Remove. So I don't have the actual rockets set up for launching. So that might... So what are all these buttons for? Grids on. Okay. I think I might want this grid on. And make a build plan. Inspect. Okay, let me just try drawing something here and see how it goes. Alright, so the actual... Wish I could like hide the solar sails because... Oop. Is that... Look... And just let me fill in the area? Ah, sweet.
You have finished the Dyson shell planning. Once nodes and frames are done construction, the Dyson shell will put solar sails to use automatically. Each solar sails provide one cell point, and you can click the shell to view the total number of cell points required.
Okay. So I'm going to add more in this general pattern. Let me check my chat here. Active as always. Don't everybody talk at once. These look uneven to you. Going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's fine. Don't worry about it. Wait. Okay, I know what the problem is. These are... not centered on the equator. Okay. They're centered on... like... south of the equator. Well done. Well done. Delete, delete, delete. Deleted. Alright, so let's... start that again, but in the right place. The equator being here-ish, and we want it like that, and... no? We want it symmetrical. Is this grid slanted? Or... maybe... huh. I don't know. So anyway, hey Kristen. Hello, pretty peoples. Eating the foods, but will lurk. This looks very mathy. Mathy? It's not math. It's art. I'm drawing this this picture here that's gonna get filled in with solar collectors. Mathy. How are you today? I think I just saw you in a different stream a few hours ago, but how are you now? Hold on one second. I need to turn on a light. Why what? Why, how are you? Been up since, much more tired, been awake since 4 a.m. It's 9 p.m. now. Are you still good? I'm good. Where are you drawing it? Okay. So this is like the Dyson Sphere planning tool, and I don't know if I can show you a picture in the, let's see, what happens if I go out of it? Map mode. Whoa. Zoom out. So it'll make a shell here in the design that you make. Excuse me a second. Like, yeah, so this is like you're designing your Dyson sphere. Can I post a command with my favorite streamers here? Yeah, go ahead. So yeah, this design, wait, where am I? Tool, yeah, it's the design tool for the Dyson sphere. So it's like it won't just be a solid shell, it'll have this kind of shape. And why? Okay, there we go. Don't want that there. And fill. What? Come on, let me do that. There. Yay, I'm on the list, except I'm squished up with Arden of Eden. That's better. Yeah, it's like 4:30 here. So no, it doesn't like me. Come on. went to get my link. Yeah. Posted it on Twitter. So yeah, eventually it will, like, I'll set up like rockets to launch, and then it'll like put like panels and stuff where at least I think that's how it works. I mean, I saw a video of someone doing it, so it should work. But yeah, they'll build it in the design that I'm making here. So my topic for this stream is the Fermi Paradox, and I don't know how much of the beginning of the stream you heard. But are you familiar with that? Deployment conflict. What's wrong here? Uh-oh. Don't think so. Please tell me more. Yeah, so the Fermi Paradox is the apparent contradiction between the fact that, like, so Earth doesn't seem that strange as far as like the universe is concerned. There's, there should be plenty of planets with liquid water, and stuff like that, atmospheres that can support life. And yet, so far, we've found no confirmable evidence of alien life or alien civilizations. Maybe I should be going the other direction because the sphere wants to spin that way on its own. And so I got as far as like just basically giving that information, I think. And so like we've had SETI programs that like scan stars for radio signals that are unexpected, like unlike what we would expect from natural phenomena. And like there have been things that like made us go, what is this? And we can't explain it yet. But there haven't been anything we found that are like well, for one thing, like, and I don't know, this might be controversial, but one of the criteria for a confirmed signal is that it has to repeat. So like for a radio signal anyway, there's other ways of searching for extraterrestrial intelligence, but we're not exactly awesome at exploring space yet. That's true. It's not like we found all those planets. That's true as well. And yeah. So yeah, it's possible that there's something weird about Earth that makes it like uniquely, or at least rarely, suitable for life. Like having phosphorus. Like that's apparently something that is like essential for life as we know it, or at least I was watching this video about that, and I don't completely understand why phosphorus and why it's. But they don't necessarily understand why Earth has more phosphorus than it looks like other places have. And they've, they sort of like did a I think it was the SETI Institute. They did a calculation of like how much, like if you take like all the bands of radio, all the different types of stars, like how much of what we could search have we actually searched. And like it's, I think it was like literally the proportion of like a glass of water compared to an ocean not too long ago, and now it's more like a swimming pool compared to an ocean that we've searched more recently, I guess. But still, that's a lot of stuff, a lot of stones left unturned. Because God, maybe God exists and only wanted life to exist here, or only wanted us to find it. Like, God is kind of... Did I break this view? No, that's weird. Maybe God doesn't want me to build this correctly. It'd be nice if I could copy and paste. Can I copy and paste? No, shift maybe? Oh, what did that do? I think it just selects it. Shift? Nope. Like, God's the hypothesis that, like, You can just say anything's because God. And like, nobody can just ask God and say, like, is this true? I mean, you can ask, and people think they get answers. But there's like no way to confirm. I don't have to tell you this, Kristen, but like, there's no way to confirm somebody else's answer. Maybe God can make you certain. And speaking in the general case, deployment conflict. That's weird. Exactly. Maybe I broke it. Delete. See, it's detecting my blasphemy here. And not letting me. I don't know. I guess it's not trying very hard though. But there's also other ways to search for aliens, like infrared. I say "ma" in the middle of words a lot because fun. Whatever gets you through the day, whatever you enjoy. I'm not judging. Alright, so 75% done with this ring of triangles. So it might let me actually start sending the. Oh, whoops. See. Deployment. Stop being buggy. Delete. Maybe it has something to do with like something on the other side of the like, so it's letting me, or well, it was letting me highlight things on the back side of the sphere. Totes judging. Is that the laughing face? Because I used to think it was the big smile face. It's nothing. And there might be an oddly shaped one here in between the other two. Oops, in between the last two, rather. Will it delete this line here? Okay. Fill, fill, fill. Paused for no reason. And so there's other ways to search for aliens besides just listening for their signals, though. And that's one reason why I decided to make that the topic of the show. Is this a show? The stream where I'm building a Dyson swarm. Because, like, the reason you build a Dyson swarm, probably, is to collect the sunlight, or a Dyson sphere, collect your star's light, and so did everything look? There. Okay, and then I think I wanted to add conflict. Come on. Thing around the top. And so any usage of energy like that would give off heat. And really wish I could turn off my solar sails in the background here. Make it a lot easier to draw this. And so anything that gives off heat, we can search for infrared emissions. And so, like, we couldn't detect our own planet's heat currently, but if someone, within tens or maybe hundreds of light years had a Dyson sphere, or Dyson swarm even, a lot of like solar collectors, even if they're not in a rigid shell. Okay, is this going to work? Deployment conflict. Is this above my hold on. Looking at Alright, I guess it's not going to let me build. Maybe that's just too close? Okay. So, yeah. So if someone has a Dyson swarm, but then, you know, I don't know the exact figures, maybe hundreds of light years, that could be just dozens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We should be able to see it in the infrared. And like not just Dyson swarms. If some civilization is using that much energy, there should be more. Okay. Is this gonna? So if someone has some other energy source, it should still give off heat. And we should be able to detect that in the infrared. And the same goes with, like, if they're 5, 6. If they've got so many Dyson swarms, like if they're a type 3 civilization, they've got so many Dyson swarms that they're using up their whole galaxy's stars. We should be able to detect that in the infrared. 4, 5, 6. And so far, like, searches like that have been done. Not of every possible galaxy though, but like if a star is giving more heat than it should for its age or something. Right, yeah. So right now stars will radiate in like all their wavelengths, like all, but instead of that, instead of just radiating at whatever wavelength, if it's just giving off emissions in the infrared, like that would be an indication that there's something there that's using energy for, like, to do work. Okay, this is a little bumpier than I hoped. Will it not let me fill the whole thing? Oh, come on. Alright, what if I do, like, Yes. 1, 2, 3. Fill. Nope. It's gonna make me do every. What? Fill the panel. Yes, thank you. No, because I didn't. Dyson sphere blocks all other types of light. Well, it doesn't have to block all of it. It just has to be, well, in order for us to detect the infrared from it, it just has to use, like, take enough of it and convert it to do work. And so, like, we'd look at it in visible light or UV or something, and there'd be less of that than we'd expect, and then there'd be more in the infrared. Sorry if I'm not making sense. Been awake for 18 hours. Oh no. Well, I hope you can, like, get some good sleep soon, and yeah. You're making sense, though. Let's see. I hope I'm making sense to your tired self. And my solar sales are still around 10,000, and that is worrying me because I was hoping they'd go up more than that to about 20. Oops. I should try to get some sleep before the perspective starts. Have a great stream. You too. Or you have some good sleep, I hope. And have a good show on the perspective. Are you modding for that if you're still here? If I'm able to wake up in time. Thank you for being awesome. No, you're awesome. What time is the perspective? One a.m. for me in 3 hours. So that would be, doing math here in my head, 8 p.m. for Eastern time. Cool. And so do you know any, like, I mean, feel free to just, like, go to sleep if you don't want to answer these questions, but if you, do you know anything about, like, a topic for the show tonight? Or, like, who's, like, is that just, like, call-ins of, like, theists debating atheists? Or, not sure if I've seen that particular show. Okay. This is not as smooth of a design as I would hope. I think. I think it'll do for now. So yeah, I know the perspective is similar to, let me save here. 90 hours in this game, wow. Yeah, I think she might have gone to sleep. But I hope so. Always happy to help with all your being bored to sleep needs. So yeah, I think the perspective, I think it's by the same folks as The Line, which is an atheist call-in show. People, and I haven't seen too much of it, but I think it's similar to the Atheist Experience, which is an atheist call-in show where a lot of times people who believe in God call and try and convince atheists, or occasionally debate. It's not like a structured debate. Similar to Truth Wanted. Ah, yeah, nice. Is a weekly call-in show focused on positive skepticism and friendly discourse. We welcome claims of many varieties, including conspiracy theories, the supernatural, and aliens. Not sleeping yet, and you're not boring. Well, thank you. I don't believe you. Here you go. The line is by Jimmy Snow. Oh, so it's not part of the same, like, network. Let's see if this is going up or down. I think it's slightly going up. $10,700 sales. Okay. We'll keep an eye on that. By Ethan Michael, your friendly neighborhood atheist. Ah. I like Truth Wanted, so maybe I'll check that out. Okay, so to actually build this, Ethan has a show called The Pickup Line too, which is like Secular Sexuality, except a bit more fun. What makes it more fun? Get some really interesting and funny calls, huh? Spends a lot of time networking in Facebook groups and DMing people to get them to call in. So like I know a lot of times that on Secular Sexuality they have to like, well, I don't want to say fill time, but because they always have like, you know, interesting topics, but like they might sometimes prefer to have more calls than they do, because it's just, you know, whoever happens to call in. Like sometimes they encourage people in the chat. I need rockets and I need launchers, right? It's less clinical, I guess, more relatable somehow. Yeah, I mean, it does have an actual not a psychologist, licensed counselor on secular sexuality, so that might make it a little more clinical. So I know what I need to build. I need to figure out where to build it. And this planet's pretty full. So maybe let's check out the other planet and see if there's nice spacious space. told his story of how he lost his virginity in the car and made many times during that experience when he lost his hard-on, got a bloody nose, and had people knocking on the window of the... Wow! That doesn't sound, I don't know. Maybe it sounds like an entertaining story, but not a great thing to live through at the time, I bet. DMing was meant for the perspective, though. Okay. Networking would be a good thing to be good at, I think. Okay, I think we've got space for this on this planet. Maybe over here we build our factory. I laughed for like a day. Relators, the pickup line, Ethan share his wild virginity story. Nice. But it's the perspective that's coming up in 3 hours. Okay, off to bed for real. Hope to see you in the chat for the perspective. Yeah. Hope you get some a few winks before then. Good night. So long for now. Guess I ought to have enough room. A lot of craters on this planet here. And silicon veins that we might need at some point. That is a big crater, relatively speaking. Maybe in this general area we can build. And right near the power towers. Alright, started building my rocket and Dyson sphere component thing factory. What is it I'm actually building again? So we need rockets. Build an assembler. We need quantum chips. Need deuterium fuel rods. And Dyson sphere components. And of course, so we need rockets. And I think we feed them solar cells or something. Solar sails, rather. And then we need launchers. Really don't need too many launchers at once. That looks like, so they need graviton. What do they need? Graviton lenses? And they need titanium alloy, which I know we are producing in some amount. Frame material. So maybe we'll make the frame material here. And I know we're making a little bit of that somewhere. And this requires carbon nanotubes. Okay. And this is a lot of things. And we need Dyson sphere components, which also need frame material. And solar sails. Oh. Yay. Another thing that demands solar sails. I guess it's to be expected. It might be a little bit of a problem as we're trying to replenish our swarm. But on the other hand, as we build our sphere, or Dyson shell, not really a sphere, at least not at this latitude width. But yeah, hopefully that should take up some of the burden, and the the shell, like the solar sails only have a limited lifetime, whereas the shell persists at least longer, I think. So let me scribble a few things down here as I'm trying to figure out what I need to build, because actually let me do this visually, because it might be a little more interesting for anyone watching. Production, assembling machine. Huh, we're kind of just the equator here. Let me just orient myself here. Okay, so I think we'll build sort of eastward. And now it's dark here. That ought to give us enough room for building in that general direction. So, whoops. No. Rotate. Don't mind me, just having trouble controlling the camera here. Am I in map mode? Oh, that's why. There's no, like... Okay, so this is generally the eastward direction, I believe. Okay, but... So this one's going to need This one's going to build rockets. And okay, we don't need that screen up, do we? This one's going to build launchers. And looks like most of these components are things we're already making in some quantity, right? So batteries, oh, and those require the supermagnetic rings, which are hard to make apparently because we always run out of them. It's gonna be fine. Okay, but so we're gonna need frame material. We're gonna need Dyson sphere components. Okay, so, and this, you know, isn't like set in stone where I'm putting these. I mean, set on stone, I suppose, because that's what we're building on. But frame material and I want one over here, something. Do I want them this spread out? Maybe not. This one's going to make what? Oh, recipe. Dyson sphere component. It's just going to need processors, it's going to need solar sails, which hopefully won't cause too much of a problem with our swarm. After we're just finally recovering. Oh yeah, and we're 11,100, approaching 200. So that's good that our swarm is still in the recovery phase of its recovery. So how much space do I actually need between these? Like, maybe, I mean, we probably want to leave a little extra space if we want to like route stuff, but okay, so I'm going to move this one a little bit like there. Delete the original. Move this one a little bit. That'll be good. And hold on. Lied. Oh no, the original's deleted. Kind of want them even just for aesthetics. I'm gonna move this one. There. And that'll work, I think. And do we need to manufacture anything else in this factory? And this actually should probably be on the other side because it's a component of the frame material, right? Frame material. No, or it's vice versa. Now I have duplicate. Yeah. So what do I need to actually? And we could maybe we should manufacture the fuel rods. We already are making those, but maybe we're gonna need some more than we otherwise would have. I don't know. I guess it can't hurt to add an assembler for these for the fuel rods, just because. Wait, and is this for? Okay, it's for the rockets, so we'll put it on the side where the rockets are. And so then this is going to make fuel rods, deuterium, and supermagnetic rings. Hopefully we'll be able to get enough of those. Feel free to say hi in the chat if you're out there listening. You don't have to. Lurking is allowed, I suppose. Okay. So let me, just gonna make a list of things that I need to bring in from the towers. So I need, is that titanium? Alloy? Deuterium. And supermagnetic rings. Rings. For that one, and for you, I need. See, these are. So I need quantum chips. The other two are manufactured here. So quantum chips. I go for some chips. We're gonna need more quantum chips. We're gonna need graviton lenses. And the other two are already either on the list or manufactured here. So that's the launchers. Right. For the frame material, we need carbon nanotubes. And silicon ingots, high purity silicon. And for these, solar sails and processors. And processors. Okay, no big deal. That's just 9 things. It's fine that it's hard because it's the end game. It's not supposed to be easy, right? So we're doing. Do we need our own interstellar tower for these, or can we like? Okay, so a couple of these things, silicon and lenses, are actually produced on this planet. So local silicon, local graviton lenses. Which tower was this? You could take the graphene and make local demand remote supply. I don't know. So I think if we add a couple interstellar towers, that should take care of the stuff that we're not producing on Corniferous 4, which is the planet that we're currently on in this game. So I kind of want to keep the interstellar towers in the same place. How far away are they? Alright, not that far. Alright, and this won't hurt our power problem at all. Okay, so we're going to titanium alloy. Yeah, we need titanium alloy. Let's see, first we'll add some drones and some logistics vessels. Boop. And tell it, give me, no, that's not it. Titanium alloy. Local supply, remote demand. And give me deuterium. Local supply, remote demand. Supermagnetic rings. Remote demand. Quantum chips. Local supply, remote demand. Let's see, we're already getting the graviton lenses locally, I think. We need carbon nanotubes. Remote demand. Oh, it's this one, right? No, the other one. Okay, and it's charging up slowly, maybe? Okay, so... Did I say graviton lenses already? No, those are local. Carbon nanotubes. And then we need solar sails and processors. Remote demand and processors. Remote demand. And you need vessels and drones. Come on. And once they're all charged up, that should give well, we might need to actually supply them on the other planet. Like I don't know if we're shipping them out. And here's my factory. Facing east now, right? Okay, so that's our outputs. And add sorters, input and output, input, input, input. I think I did that wrong. Okay. Get output, input, input. Need one more input. Like there. Alright, so what do these things need as their inputs? You need quantum chips, batteries. Okay, we'll just feed you the batteries, which need 3 inputs and 1 output. So your output comes like that, and will be the input there. And 3. So we've got this plenty to stream for about 2 hours, and got about 20 minutes left. And as far as the topic for the show, for the stream, some more ground to cover, so we might go over that on Thursday, same time. 4 to 6 Eastern US time. So you need chips, you need the Dyson sphere components. Okay, so there's 2 things that'll need this, which means a splitter. Yay. Oop. And it needs 3 inputs, right? Okay. So we're coming out like that. Our output. And how are we doing input? Actually, let me do this in a maybe wiser way. By actually, I don't know. Actually, we'll just not take up too much space with this. So put it here. Come on. So this one needs it as input. input. And which one else? This one. And just come over like that. Oop, like that. So to sort of wrap up the discussion a little bit, one might think that this lack of detection in infrared or radio signals means we're alone, or at least alone enough to not have detected anything yet. Now maybe we just haven't looked hard enough. 3 input. But whatever the answer is, it's like gotta give us a low chance of having detected it so far. So maybe they're just broadcasting, excuse me, broadcasting by different means than we've really been able to look for so far. This is like maybe they don't communicate by radio, maybe they communicate by lasers, neutrinos, gravitational waves, or some other physical phenomenon that we don't even know about yet. And maybe there's some way around the infrared problem. So one thing that would have to actually be able to do the math and like have the numbers to do the math with, that I'd wonder is, so given the amount that we've searched so far and our current ability to detect things like infrared, like what would have to be the nearest, or what would be the nearest possible, like type 1, type 2, and type 3 civilization? So type 1 and type 2 and type 3, those are terms like the Kardashev scale, like Kardashev type 1, 2, and 3. That basically means you've used all, or you're currently using all the energy, or an equivalent amount of energy to the sunlight either falling on your home planet, emitted by your home star, or emitted by all the stars in your home galaxy. Okay, so this is getting the Dyson sphere components, right? You need to come over that way. And let's see, I don't want to get too close to that splitter in case I want to use it in the future. Okay, which one? Alright, here like that, right? Is that the right one? Yes. Or is it? No, that's... Wait. So Dyson sphere components go over like that and feed this, which needs Dyson sphere. Yes, okay. Whew, okay, we're doing it right. That was close. But you need frame material. You're getting it. So you need frame material, you need it. And what about you? Rockets? Do you need... No, you need the Dyson sphere components which need the frame material, but they're getting it. That's fine. Alright, so you are getting that. We need to give these from the tower, whichever one is supplying that. And I haven't told which tower to supply what. Alright, well that's convenient then, because we'll just use whichever tower's convenientest. Alright, so this one's going to give me solar sails and processors. Demand and processors demand. Alright, and we're gonna bring these out of the tower like so. Well, why'd it do a little curvy thing like that? I don't know. It's probably fine though. Right, so you giving solar sails and you giving processors. When you get them. No rush. Alright. You need some titanium alloy, carbon nanotubes, and silicon. So we'll do... Oh. Should we have elevated this line? I don't know. It is going to make it a little harder to... Yep. Oops. I didn't mean to just delete the whole rest of it, but... Okay. We're gonna come up by 2 levels. actually, and back to 0. Okay, are we already, like, is this the one that needs the Dyson component? Nope. So you need it? Okay, no, that's fine, because yeah, okay, so we're good, I think. No, not like that. Not like that. Like that. So yeah, I think we'll talk about some of the possible solutions to this so-called paradox. In a future stream. Not necessarily the next one, but some of the possible ones are that life is rare for some reason. Like maybe phosphorus is only found around certain planets. Maybe when life arises, it doesn't normally form intelligent life. Maybe intelligent life usually has a hard time developing broadcasting and energy using civilization on the scale that would be detectable. Or maybe civilization self-destruct. also gets high purity, no, titanium alloy. Graviton lenses. How are we getting that over there? Really? Uh-oh. And quantum chips, which need to come from the next tower, right? Show me filter, there it is. To this one, yes. Does this one need it too? Okay. That's fine because the tower can supply them to both. Just need to know how to get it across these belts. Want that right? And to the ground. See that the trick I learned last time, holding shift, and it won't like automatically snap it to whatever's under the cursor. Okay, that was the right one, right? Graviton, or not? No, quantum chips. Right, right. That needs it, and this needs it. Is that everything else supplied with the last one? Looks like it. And then batteries need titanium alloy, which is somewhere over there. And the other two things, which can come from this tower. So, yeah. Deuterium and supermagnetic rings. Deuterium, demand. Supermagnetic rings, demand. Okay, and the other thing, titanium alloy. Alright, so I'm gonna get that over there. Just be able to come out of here. And come on, give me a filter. Maybe a little shifting. Over there. Is that the right? Oh, come on. There we go. So that should be everything belted up. Did I give everything sorters already? That's good, and give it some power. Ooh, not a tower. Everything, and now it's just giving the slightly worrying not enough power rather than no power icon. So that's good, and once we supply all these, I know we're manufacturing every one of these somewhere. Just need to go into the other planet and demand them. And I might do some of that off stream, but that should result in this factory producing our launchers and rockets, which we'll then use to build our Dyson sphere, Dyson shell rather, which is a type of Dyson sphere. So usually what people mean by Dyson sphere. So yeah. That's all I got for you tonight. I hope you've enjoyed the show. Until next time, so long, fellow aliens.